Yo, what's up, guys? My apologies. My apologies. I have a technical difficulty getting the live set up. So, like I said, my apologies, guys. I got started about 20 minutes late. My goal was to get started at 6 o'clock. So, hopefully, you guys will jump back in and we can get about an hour in and try and get some questions answered. But again, my apologies. Got the live started a little bit late, but let's dive right in. So, this week in the stock market has been, it's been tough. It's been a pretty tough week for a lot of people. You know, watching your retirement accounts, your taxable brokerage accounts, watching them fluctuate in value it's nerve wracking, right? But I just want you to think about this. This is the time, guys. This is the time. This is the time where we have an opportunity to increase our net worth. This is the time, right? And I call it, the great wealth transfer, right? What an opportunity for us if we can get our minds right and start doing some things that can catapult our net worth over the next 3 to 5 years. Because I'm here to tell you, we're in a recession, guys. No one, our government hasn't said we're officially in a recession yet, but we are, right? We're in a bear market, which means the market has lost, I won't say lost, but decreased by over 20%, 20% decrease in the stock market. So I think we're in a bear market. I think we're in a recession. Inflation is through the roof, right? The Federal Reserve is increasing interest rates in order to force inflation down. And anytime interest rates go up temporarily, when interest rates go up, the stock market typically, guys, goes down, right? And what you're having is you got a lot of institutional investors. You've got a lot of big hedge funds, mutual funds, moving their money out of the stock market, right? They're moving their money out of the stock market because they're not quite sure what's going to be happening in this recession. And until they can get their arms around it, they take their money out, which they should, right? Because it's not like you and I, where we're just investing for us. These big institutional investors, they have customers, they have clients, and they have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure they take care of those clients' money. So they're moving that money out of the market right now so that they can protect it until they find out what's going to happen with inflation. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen, with this recession. So once they get their arms around that, they're going to start putting that money back into certain things in the stock market at some point. We don't know when that's going to happen. But for us, for people like us, the common folk, the everyday person like you and I, this is a time where we should be buying, right? We should be buying our favorite companies and our favorite ETFs and our favorite index funds and our cryptocurrencies. This is where you're going to build wealth, guys. That's where the great wealth transfer happens. See, you can take your net worth from nothing right now, nothing. You got to have income though. You can't be sitting at home saying, I got no income, so how do I build wealth? Well, you don't. You got to get some income. Let's not even sugarcoat it. If you're sitting at home on the couch thinking about, how do I build wealth? I can tell you where it starts. You got to have some income coming in. You got to have a primary income coming in, and you cannot be taking that primary income and spending it on things right now that are not going to increase your net worth. So that's first. You got to have an income. Once you have that income, guys, then from there, you got to start thinking about, okay, what's my plan? How much money do I have every month? How much money do I have every week? How much do I have every 2 weeks? How much do I have daily that I want to be putting into my favorite companies, into my favorite ETFs, into my favorite cryptocurrencies, right? You got to start thinking that way right now, not 3 months. I get emails all the time. When do you think the bottom is going to happen? I don't know when the bottom is going to happen. I don't care when the bottom happens. All I know is companies are on sale. If you go back to December of 2021, the end of December, and you look at where most of these companies were trading at, you look at where most of these really good ETFs, like the S&P 500, the total stock market, when you look at these ETFs, when you look at the cryptocurrencies, look at crypto. All of that stuff now is on sale, guys. And here's the thing, what I don't understand about us sometimes. We act like this is the first time the stock market has took a tumble. No, it does this quite often, guys. But guess what? The people who understand that, and they understand buying now, buying as much as they can that they can afford. I've never asked you guys or recommended to you guys to take your life savings and put it in anything. Don't do that. You take what you can afford to put in, right? But here's the thing. If I got $2,000 every single month that I can put in, but I'm taking $1,500 of that $2,000 and I'm spending it on making somebody else rich, then guess what? You ain't just got $500 to invest. You really got $2,000 to invest if you stop making somebody else rich. See, that's what we do. We want to take our money and we want to go make other people rich. And then if we got a little few pennies left over, then that's what we got to invest. No, that's not what you got to invest. What you really got to invest is the money that you have left over after you pay your basic essentials. Whatever your basic essentials are, housing, transportation, food, right? But now when you think about your basic essentials, guess what? That's what it means, basics. You shouldn't be going out to restaurants, spending $100 on a meal at a restaurant right now when you can be going to the grocery store and spend $30 and get that same meal, bring it home and cook it. And now you got $70 you can be buying your favorite companies with. Now you got $70 you can be buying a fractional share of an ETF. See, this is what I'm saying. We got to get our mind right now, guys. We only got a limited time to do it. The stock market is not going to be down like this forever. I'm telling you, you got a narrow window to transfer wealth, a narrow window. We probably got 6 to 9 months, if that. We may only have 6 months to transfer wealth as much as we can. And how are we transferring that wealth again? By investing in companies when they're on sale. Because when they go back up, see, we're in a bear market now, which is down. When that thing goes back up to a bull market and it starts that ascent upwards, you better have some, you want to have been able to buy some shares down here at today's prices. Because in 9 months, in 12 months, in 18 months, in 24 months, these companies are going to rebound if they're good companies. See, the S&P 500 is going to rebound at some point, guys. I think on Friday, May 13, I think it closed at just a hair over 4,000 points. I don't think it stays there long. It may, for another couple of months, guys, it may bounce between 4,000 and 38, 37 maybe, get back up to 4,000. But at some point, it's going to get back to 45, 48, and at some point, it's going to get to 5,000. That's what I believe. Now, I'm no expert here, guys, so don't take my word for it. I'm just a guy on YouTube. But I've been investing for a long time, and I've been investing in the S&P 500 for a long time. And I'm telling you, it's going to rebound. Why? It has to. See, you got to understand about America. America's economy, America's financial system, everything that Americans do is built around what? Businesses. It's built around businesses, guys. Our whole financial system is built around capitalism and businesses. So if businesses can't thrive and do well and be profitable, that hurts the United States. And that's not going to happen. So at some point, these businesses are going to start making money again. They're going to start going back up again. People are going to start back investing in them again, and their stock price is going to start going back up again, right? And what I'm telling you is today, while you have an opportunity to dive in, right now, while you got an opportunity to buy these companies and in cryptos and ETFs and index funds at a deep discount, do everything you can within reason to do that now, right? Do that now. Do it through dollar cost averaging, right? Let's say you got $10,000. If it was me, I would take that $10,000, I would break it up into 10 trading days, right? 10,000, I would break it up into 10 trading days. So every trading day, I got $1,000. Now I know that's a lot of money, guys. Trust me, I know. You just fill in the blank, whatever your number is. I'm using $10,000. You might use $1,000. If you got $1,000, and take that $1,000, break it up into 10 trading days. You got $100 a day that you want to be putting in the market, buying your favorite companies and your favorite ETFs while they're on sale. Every red day, every day they're trading downward is when you want to be buying. And a lot of people ask me, well, what favorite company? What do you mean by that? Well, the companies you use every day. You got to buy your groceries somewhere, right? Correct? You got to put gas in your car somewhere, right? Whatever apartment or house you're living in, guess what? Either electricity is running through there to power things, or you got gas power. And so whatever it is, companies are providing that service to you. Those are the companies you're using every day. Where you go buy clothes, you got to go somewhere, right? Whoever you're buying your clothes from, that's a company, right? So what I tell people to do is you invest in the companies that you use every day. Why would you go invest in a company you've never heard of and you know nothing about because your buddy across the hallway said to do it? Or some guy on YouTube said to do it? No, what you need to be doing is investing in companies that you use every single day, right? Strong companies. If you do that and they're good companies, then you're going to be fine. This is where you're going to be buying them low today, and then boom, in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, when the recovery happens, you're going to be in a perfect position to increase your net worth. But if you sit home and if you're scared and afraid because you're talking about, you keep talking about when's the bottom, when's the right time to get in, you're going to miss out. And then guess what? In 2 years, you're going to look back on this and say, you know something? Why in the world didn't I get in here and buy me some of these great companies, some of these great ETFs while they were on sale? I could have increased my net worth. That's what you got to do, guys. So that's really the point of the live stream, is to just, and then I'm gonna answer some questions too here in a minute. But I wanted to get that out. You know, my whole thing is, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm not. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm just a guy who was 26 years old and had a zero net worth. Zero. But guess what I started working on? This. See, I started working on this when I was 26 years old to get my mindset right. And the little bit of money that I was making, I learned how to take that little bit of money and I learned how to start investing it in the stock market with a long-term outlook. Guys, stop emailing me, stop DMing me and asking me, oh, I got $5,000. How do I flip it into 10 and 30? Guys, you got the wrong guy. I'm not that guy. There's a lot of other guys on YouTube who will take your money and overpromise and underdeliver. And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but let's be real. That's not me. My whole goal here is you take your own financial destiny in your own hands. Don't be listening to somebody on YouTube and they're your financial advisor. No, you got to take control of your own financial destiny, not somebody else. You got to take control of it. You got to figure out what your goals are, what financial goals you have for yourself and for your family that you want to have come true. And then when you define what those goals are, then you got to put a plan in place in order to get there. Right? That's what you got to be doing, guys. We can't worry about when the bottom is. I don't know when the bottom is and don't really care when the bottom is. See, what I think about is, what's my target price? If I'm going to buy Shiba Inu, like I was looking at it today, I said, you know something on Shiba Inu, I'm going to bring it up right now in front of you guys. So I'm looking at Shiba Inu, right? I'm saying, okay, Richard, what is your target price where you want to go in and start buying more of SHIB. So I looked at it and I said, right now SHIB is 0.0001205. For me to buy more, it needs to be 0.0001000. So because if it's at 1,000, right, and I put $1,000 in, guess how many Shiba Inu that's going to get me? 1 million. It's going to get, I apologize, I meant 100 million. It's going to get me 100 million Shiba Inu if I wait. Now, again, that's a gamble, right? That's a decision I've made. That's not me trying to time the market. That's just telling me that's my target price. My target price is 1,000. When it gets to 0.0000, 1,000 or less, then I put $1,000 in the Shiba Inu and I get me 100 million SHIB. And then I just hold it. I don't know if SHIB's going to go to zero, but hey, here's what I do. I don't worry about if it goes to zero because the money that I've invested, I've already mentally said to myself, Richard, if that thing goes to zero, that money you invested, you're okay with losing that. And I said, yes. And that's the exercise, guys, you got to take yourself through when you're doing investing in the stock market or in crypto. You got to say to yourself, this $500 I'm getting ready to put in, am I okay losing that if this thing goes to zero? And this is an extreme situation I'm trying to get you to understand because the stock market is not anything like crypto, right? The stock market is made up of real companies, right? Blue chip companies that we use every day. I don't know what crypto is made up of. There ain't no companies. It's just a blockchain and people telling me it's worth something. That's all crypto is, right? So for me, when I invest in crypto, I know that. I say to myself, this $1,000 I'm getting ready to put in, who knows? It may go to zero next week. But if it doesn't go to zero and SHIB goes to 1 penny, and I got 300 million Shiba Inu, and it goes to 1 penny, I'm gonna make $3 million. See, for me, that reward outweighs the risk. And that's the reason when I invest in crypto, I invest for reward and low risk. That's why I don't buy Bitcoin. That's why I don't buy Ethereum. Too pricey for me. Because if I put $30,000 into a Bitcoin and I lost it, that's gonna hurt. But the $1,000 I put into SHIB, if I lose it, that's not gonna hurt me. It may hurt you, but it won't hurt me. So I'm okay with that, right? So you gotta have your target price. You gotta have a target price. Once you hit that target price, that's when you should be buying. You shouldn't be worrying about when the bottom is. You should be worrying about, okay, Tesla was trading at $1,200, $1,300 a share back in late December 2021. Now they're trading at in that 7-something range. They may have hit 800 on Friday, but the last time I looked at it, they were in the high 7s. That's a discount, guys. I mean, if you listen, Tesla will get back to that $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a share, guys. It will. But what I'm telling you is now's the opportunity. If you like Tesla, now's a good opportunity to buy Tesla if you believe in Tesla. If you believe in Tesla as a company, if you believe in Tesla as a tech company that creates electrical vehicles, if you believe in that mission, if you want to go on the ride with Elon Musk and his company on that mission, then this is the time to be buying, just like I'm doing, right? I don't believe Tesla will ever go to zero, but that's my opinion, right? See, I'm an expert in my own opinion. You got to make your own opinion, but I'll buy Tesla because of that, because I believe in the mission. I believe it's the #1 EV company in the world. And I think it's the leader in that industry, in that space, right? So I invest when it hits the trigger. Like I've always told you guys, if it gets under $800, I'm buying. Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to buy $100,000 worth, but I'm buying. I'm buying some, right? I'm buying at $800 or less. Shiba Inu at 1,000 or less, I'm buying, right? Dogecoin, I'm buying at, see, my target price for Doge is 7 cents. It hadn't hit 7 cents yet. It's still in the 8s. But if it hits 7 cents, I'm buying more Doge. So I use target prices, guys, when I'm looking to invest. I don't be worried about when the bottom is and all of that other stuff. All I worry about is if it hits my target price, I'm buying. If it doesn't hit my target price, I stay on the sideline. That's all I care about. Well, all right, let me dive into some questions because I know you guys are asking a bunch of questions and I haven't answered any yet. And we're already 20 minutes into this thing, and I know I had a 20-minute rant. So let me start answering some questions here and get this thing moving forward. So let's see. We got quite a few people in the chat, about 500 people in the chat right now. So let me dive in here and answer some questions. Luna is going back up. Sheeb is gonna take years. I don't know nothing about Luna. So if you like Luna, I watched a few videos on it, and it's basically at zero. So people lost a lot of money. See that $1 million, $2 million, guys. I don't know if Luna's going to go back up. I hope it does for the sake of these investors who put a lot of money in it. But see, for me, I'm a traditional investor. There is no way on God's green earth I would put $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 into any of these cryptos. I would take that type of money and put it in traditional investments who have a proven track record of performance, like the S&P 500 or the total stock market or my favorite companies. There's no way I would put that kind of money in crypto. But that's just me. You go do what you got to do. It's your financial future. If you believe crypto is going to take you where you want to go, then continue to invest. Let's see a vote. Okay, I don't know anything about vote. Anybody got any questions on traditional investments? I don't mind crypto, but guys, crypto is not my thing. Only thing I buy in crypto is Doge and Shiba Inu. That's it. Anything else in the crypto world, I don't know nothing about. I don't want to know nothing about because the only two I'm buying are those two. So all your crypto questions, you might want to save those for a different person because I'm not going to answer a lot of crypto questions because those are the only two I'm investing in. I don't invest in anything else. I don't know nothing else about crypto. I'm a traditional investor. Index funds, ETFs, and individual stocks. That's all I do. Let's see here. What do you think of Twitter? I like Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much. I do have a Twitter account. I don't know. I got about 3,500 people following me on Twitter. But I only use it for inspirational quotes that I post every day. Other than that, I don't understand Twitter. I don't get it. I guess people I don't get Twitter. I guess it's sort of like a news feed. I don't know, man. I don't get Twitter, but obviously a lot of people do. And obviously, Elon Musk, I believe, I heard something on the news where he kind of put it on hold because they're trying to work out who are the actual number of users on Twitter, because I think there's some bots. It's a lot of bots out there, and they want to make sure that the bot population is less than 5% of the actual Twitter users. So I think I heard something on the news that was on hold, but I think Twitter's fine for the people that enjoy it and use it. Unfortunately, I don't use it that much. I don't quite understand it. Any dividend stocks you recommend that are on discount or ETFs? Two. I'll give you two companies right now that I believe are trading at a discount, and they give pretty decent dividends. One of them is Bank of America. They got a 21 cents per share quarterly. And Wells Fargo. I think Wells is around 21, maybe 22, something like that, cents per share quarterly. So those are two giant companies, two giant financial services companies, guys. You're talking about $1 trillion companies, $1 trillion companies. And they have a really good dividend, in my opinion, for what they do. And obviously, I think there's some upside. I think they're at a discount now. Wells was trading in the upper 50s. In January, they were trading in the upper 50s. Now they're down in the low 40s. Bank of America was trading in the upper 40s. Now it's down in the mid 30s. And it's just it's just because of what's happening with the sell-off. People are selling out of these stocks. They're selling out, taking their money to safety until they can figure out what direction they want to go or what direction this recession is going to go. They're trying to figure that out. Until that happens, until the market, not really the market, investors decide, I'm talking about super big investors, institutional investors, until they decide which direction this thing is going, they're going to probably keep their money in safety. So they're going to the stock market is probably going to stay in a bear market for a while until the inflation thing and the recession thing, we got a better, clearer picture of what's going on with that. But by no means, I think those two companies represent two two value companies that have a good dividend. And I think they got a lot of upside, because you got to understand, guys, as interest rates go up, guess what? Banks become more profitable. Why? Because they can charge people like you and I more interest rate on the loans they give us. Yeah, they love interest rates when they go up, because banks make more money. So if they're going to make more money in a high inflationary situation like we're in, I'm not saying it's going to stay like that forever, but for right now, inflation is 8.5%. The Fed just moved the Fed funds rate up another 50 basis points. So 75 basis points in the last 2 months. And they're going to probably move it again before the end of the year. So banks are going to make money. So if you want a safe haven, again, guys, I'm not giving you financial advice, I'm just giving you my opinion. If you want a safe haven and you're going to have some upside potential to increase your net worth, plus while you hold your money there, they're going to pay you a dividend. Think about Bank of America. Think about Wells. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else. Tell me about the Treasury. Hey, man. Fresh and Fit. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you, man. Great content. Have you been getting requests to bring you on our podcast? Let us know if you're down. Keep killing it. Fresh and Fit. You guys, I owe you that podcast. You're absolutely right. And I'm a DM you guys by Monday. I'm a DM you, and we're gonna set a time up. I'm gonna come on over to Miami, and I want to get introduced to y'all's audience, man, because I think there's a lot of people in y'all's audience that look like me. And again, guys, this ain't no black and white or red and green thing. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I know. So let me get with you guys, and I'm gonna definitely get myself over to Miami and get on the podcast, and we're gonna just talk building wealth, man. And I'm gonna just do it from a layman's standpoint. I'm not doing it from a financial advisor standpoint, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who's done it, guys. I built my 7-figure net worth from zero. Nobody gave me nothing, right? I just mindset and hustling, right? So I'm gonna get on the y'all's podcast, man, and we're gonna chop it up, and hopefully we can help some people. I got another super chat. That's from Tanisha Wilson, $4.99. Okay, thank you, Tanisha. I appreciate it. Did you have a question? Hit me up if you had a question. Awesome. Let's make it happen. DM at definitely, man. Definitely will DM you guys on Monday, and then we're gonna get this thing set up. Hey, Wanda, appreciate you. Wanda's World and Hair Care Journey. I can't see you on the. Okay, great. All right, Wanda. It's good to have you in the chat. Who else in here got a question? Let's get some questions about building wealth, man. Oh, here's a good one right here from Claude. How your real estate looking these days? Well, hey guys, let me bring this home for you. So I was a real estate investor and still am. I physically owned real estate for over 25 years, single family homes, right? Bought them, put tenants in them, held them to increase my net worth, right? I bought my first one when I was 26. So for me, when I was buying real estate heavily, the only reason I was buying real estate, I wasn't buying real estate because I needed the cash flow. I wasn't buying real estate to put $200 or $300 a month net in my pocket so I could pay my bills. That's not why I was buying real estate. I was buying real estate because I understand that, see, when you buy a piece of real estate and you buy it in a good location that people have a desire to live in that location, guess what it does? It goes up in value. So if I buy it for $250,000 and I hold it for 10 years and it's in a prime location and it doubles in value in that 10 years, I just increased my net worth by $250,000. That's why I buy real estate. I don't buy real estate because of cash flow. I'm not saying you don't have to buy it for cash flow. I buy it for net worth gain. I buy it to build wealth. Buy in great locations that people have a desire to live. And your real estate will go up in value and increase your net worth. Hey, Andrew Rivera, super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Just let me scroll that back. God dog it. How do I scroll this thing down? Here we go. Just matching the chat. Big ups to Fane and Fresh and Fit podcast coming up. Hey, appreciate you, Andrew, man. Thank you so much. That was so kind of you. We definitely gonna be on the Fresh and Fit podcast. I want you guys to tune in, and I want you guys to support them boys. I know you get a lot of flack out there, but guess what, man? Hey, we all out here trying to do our best to promote what we believe in. I'm not going to knock a man or a woman for what they believe in, right? Because guess what? If I don't believe in it, guess what I can do? Turn off the TV, turn off the podcast. So I ain't got to listen. So I ain't going to knock anybody from doing the thing that they truly want to do on YouTube, right? And if I can get in a situation where I can share the concept of building wealth with any population of people, guess what I'm willing to do? I'm willing to do that. So let's keep moving on here. How do you determine a target price? Well, guys, again, I'm not a fundamental investor. I don't look at the fundamentals or whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. I don't look at the technical. I don't, guys. I don't look at that. All I look at is this. When I'm thinking about putting my money in something to build wealth in the stock market, all I want to think about is who out there, what fund out there is going to have the best companies in it. Because I understand how America works. I understand how our system works here. See, our financial system works because of companies. Let's not get it twisted. It's because of great companies. So when I'm looking to invest in something, I'm looking to invest in great companies. Now, I don't want to be the expert. I don't want to be behind my little computer trying to research and looking at, P&Ls and balance sheets and forecast reports. I don't want to do all that. So the first thing I say to myself is where can I go and get the best companies in America who've been around for the longest? They're blue chip companies with historical track records of performance. Where can I find that in one place? Where can I find 500 companies in a fund that represent the top 500 companies in America? S&P 500. That's it for me, guys. I don't do no. And then what do I do on the S&P is I say, well, I'm a dollar cost average in. So in a normal time, not like the bear market it is now. You can do it in a bear market. You can do it in a bull market. But what I'm saying is the two ways I do it. So the first way I do it is I say, okay, S&P 500 is my fund. So I'm gonna find me a good S&P 500 ETF. I choose Vanguard. That's who I use. You can choose whoever you want to choose. I choose Vanguard. So when I go to Vanguard, I say, well, okay, Vanguard's trading at 303. Vanguard's S&P 500 VOO is trading at $350 a share. Okay, that's what it's currently trading at, right? So I say to myself, okay, I'm gonna take $2,000 a month every single month. I don't care if it's trading at 350. I don't care if it's trading at 300. I don't care if it's trading at 400. Every single month, I'm going to be putting that $2,000 into that S&P 500 because what I understand about the stock market is, see, you got that compounding effect in the stock market, right? Again, what did I say? Stock market is made up of what? Companies. What do companies do? They're for profit, right? Most companies are for profit. They want to make a profit. So if I put my money into an investment with the top 500 companies in America in it, right, I'm investing in what? Their future. That's what the stock market is. It's investing in companies, but I'm investing in companies hoping that their future is really, really good. They got a really good future, right? So the stock market is about taking present day money and investing it in companies that we believe have good futures. That'll be worth more in the future than they are today. So I'm at $350 that I'm per share over time should go up, should go to $375, should go to $400, should go to, and then it might take a dip, and then it should come back and start doing the same thing. That's what I do. Now, target price on DCA, there is no target price. I just invest every month, no matter what the price is, because I know over time it works this way. It'll go like a roller coaster, but it'll move upwards through DCA, right? So I'm gonna buy some of my shares low. I'm gonna buy some of them a little bit higher. I'm gonna buy some of them in the middle, but over time, it'll average itself out higher in 10 years than when I started 10 years ago. So that's the first thing I do, DCA. Every single month, certain amount of money, no matter what the price is. The next thing I do in a market like now, I've done my DCA. I've put my $2,000 a month in. Now, though, I got an extra $1,000. I got an extra $3,000. I got an extra 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever your number is. I've satisfied my 2,000 for my DCA, for my long-term wealth building, for my rainy day fund, for when I get to be in my golden years. That's what I'm DCAing in for, is for that. This other money, I'm trying to hit a home run. I'm trying to put this money in to build wealth faster, because this money is just on the sideline. This is extra money, right? So how do I determine my target price with, say, the S&P? So then I go back and look at the historical information on the S&P, right? I say, well, golly, back in December of 2021, the S&P was trading around $460 a share. Today it's trading at $360 a share. That's a $100 difference. So if I take my 10,000 and put it in, and I'll tell you how I'm gonna put it in, but if I take my 10,000 and put it in, if I take my 20 or whatever my number is, if I put that in at 360, there's a good opportunity that it could get itself back to 460 over time, because it's done it before. It's done it before. It has already done that. So hopefully it can do it again, and that's what I'm betting on. So what happens is my target price is going to be anything below that 460. And in this environment right now, it's 360. So that's my target price. I take that $10,000. Now I don't take the $10,000 and throw it in all at one time. What I do is I take the 10,000, like I said earlier, I split it up into 10 trading days. So $1,000 a day. So every trading day that the S&P 500 VOO is trading lower, right? I put $1,000 in. If the next trading day it's trading in the green higher, I don't put anything in. If it dips back down the third day, I put another 1,000 in. So every red trading day, I take $1,000, 1/10 of my $10,000. I take that 10% of it, and I put it in the S&P 500 VOO. My thought process is, since it already hit 460, I believe at some point it could very well hit 460 again and go beyond. So my goal is to get my $10,000 in, right? Get it in under the 460, hopefully way under the 460, and then hopefully just let it sit there. And as the S&P 500 recovers or rebounds, and the economy rebounds, and everything rebounds, recession is over, everybody want to invest in the stock market again, like that's going to happen, because you know it happens every time. That's when it's going to start going back up again. And now that money that I spent, that $10,000 that I spent at 360, at 370, at 380, at 390, all of those should go up in value. And that's where my 10,000 turns into more than just 10,000. That's where I create wealth. So for me, that's how I look for my target price, just like that. I don't go into no graphs and look at all this other stuff, because I can't understand any of that stuff, guys. I'm just a normal guy, right? What I use is common sense. If it was trading at 460 in December of 2021, and it's the same 500 companies that were in there in December 2021, and now it's trading at $360 a share, and it's the same 500 companies, I'm betting that those same 500 companies will correct what's going on. They're going to get profitable again and get it back to where it needs to be. And if it gets back to that 460, I just made, between the 460 and the 360, that's all profit, right? Now, don't get me wrong, all $10,000 won't maybe be at the 360, but guess what? It could be better, because maybe I put in at 360 day one, trading day one, but maybe the next day it was 350. Boom, I put another 1,000 in. Maybe the next day it's 340. I put 1,000 in. Maybe the next day it's 330. I put 1,000 in. See what I'm saying, guys? Every day is red. I'm putting that 1,000 in until I get my whole $10,000 into VOO. But I'm not going to take my full $10,000 and just on one day try to time the market and, it's the bottom. Let me throw my 10,000 in. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it over a series of days. Every time it's red, every time that investment is red, every trading day, I'm going to put a little bit in. All right, let's keep moving, man. We got any other questions here that we want to get to? Let me see here. I know I'd have missed some, guys, so I'm sorry. But let me see. I just started saving with the intention of investing in real estate. After doing my research, I decided stocks and ETFs were a better fit for me, but the two REITs that I own have been very good to me. Hey, man, if you like your investments you're currently in, just buy more of them. No one says you got to take your money out of the investments that you currently have if you like them and they're performing the way you would like them to perform. If you're happy with them, you think there's an opportunity for you to build wealth by putting in more money because they're at a discount, they're on sale, then why don't you just do that? You don't have to take your money out of your REITs. Leave them in there if you like it. That's what I'm saying, guys. If you have something that's working for you and it's giving you the return you need on your investment, then stay there. But just perhaps buy a little more of it since potentially it's on sale. Most things are on sale. I'm not saying every company is on sale or every ETF is on sale, but most of them are. And probably the same with REITs, right? Let's face it. Most of them, it could not be, but it could be. But if you're happy with the performance of that investment, then I would say consider putting more in if you're comfortable with it and it's giving you the return that you're looking for. You don't necessarily have to move out of that and go to any other ETFs or any other individual stock. Just stay where you're at if you're happy with it. Now, if you say, hey, this is a solid investment, but I don't want all my eggs in one basket, then yeah, you can consider diversifying a little bit and not having all your eggs in one basket, right? You can diversify instead of just being in REITs. You can diversify and say, well, okay, maybe I buy me a tech sector ETF, or maybe I buy healthcare, or maybe I buy energy, or maybe I buy consumer discretionary, right? So you have an opportunity to say, okay, I love my real estate space, but I don't want to be too heavy in real estate. I want to have all my eggs in that basket. So let me take some of my eggs or my future eggs, eggs that I have that I was going to be putting in stuff for the future. Let me take those eggs and move them over to some other ETF. What you really want to stay away from, in my opinion, guys, is trying to sit here and pick individual stocks, and that's all you got. You done sat there and put together 20 companies, and you got your life savings in it. And again, guys, I'm not saying that won't work for you. And if that's what you enjoy doing, do it. But for the average person, like me, there's no way I can pick 20 stocks that are going to win. I can't do it because I got to go through all 20 companies and I got to figure out, So for me, it's 80% ETFs, right? 80% of my money goes into ETFs, which are groups of companies, whether they be in the S&P 500 or whether they be in a sector ETF like a tech ETF or a healthcare ETF. It's going to have multiple companies in them. It's not going to have one or two companies, multiple. So 80% of my money is there because I don't have to be the expert. Someone's already done that work. Vanguard has already done that work, right? They're the expert. But what they're putting my money in is blue chip companies, right? So if I choose a healthcare ETF, right? I'm going to have, United Healthcare in it. I'm going to have, Johnson & Johnson in it. I'm going to have Pfizer. I'm going to have Merck, Abbott. I'm going to have all those big, gigantic healthcare or pharmaceutical or biomedical companies in that healthcare ETF. So think about that. If you don't want all your eggs in one basket, move them and move some of them to a different basket. But if you like where you're at, stay there. Let's see here. Do you put your ETF in a Roth IRA? Some of them I do, yes. Yes. I do have a Roth IRA, and that's all in there is ETFs. I'm sorry, ETFs and index funds. That's it. I also have two large rollover IRAs from my banking days. All of that money is in ETFs. See, that's what I'm telling you guys. I don't need to be no expert playing around trying to think I'm some stock picking guy. Guys, come on, man. You got people out there who do this every single day lose. With all the technology, all the support, big, gigantic companies that lose. So what in the world am I look like in front of my little computer with my 2 cents of knowledge trying to think I'm going to pick individual stocks? I don't do that. I just go pick ETFs that have the major companies in them that have a proven track record of profitability and performance, and that's what I go with. So let's see. I have call options on Wells Fargo right now. Should I sell and buy options instead? I'm sorry, that's way above my pay grade. I don't know anything about calls or puts. I don't know anything about that. So that's a question you're going to have to direct elsewhere, or somebody else in the chat can type something in. But I don't know anything about that because I don't do any of that stuff. How much money would you keep in a savings account so that I can invest the rest? Well, I think you want to have an emergency fund. And I think you want to have 3, 6, 9, 12 months of your monthly expenses in that emergency fund. That's your savings account. And I say 3 to 12 because everybody's different. For me personally, I need 12 months. That's what makes me sleep better at night. I need 12 months of my expenses in my savings account separate from my checking account. That's my rainy day fund. So if I hit a bump in the road, I got 12 months of income tucked away that I can live and take care of my everyday needs until I get back on my feet. That's what makes me sleep better. 3 months may be okay for you, but 3 to 12 months, you want to set that aside in a safe place like at a bank or credit union, in a money market or a savings account, not connected to your checking account. And then the rest of that money, if you want to build wealth, if you want to multiply your money, then you take whatever's left, the rest of that money you have, and then that's where you want to go find investments that will multiply your money for you. Because really the whole point of this, guys, is to do what? We want to take our active income and we want to turn it into passive income. See, one of them is I got to go out there and work to get that income. That's active income. See, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I want to be able to take my active income and put it in investments like the stock market, real estate, a business, let it grow on its own. Obviously, a business, you got to work in that business to grow it, but real estate, you got to work. Yeah, I'm going to put some work in, but the asset's going to grow. And at some point, that asset grows big enough that it generates enough income, which is passive income, income that I don't have to generate. That's why it's passive income, because I don't have to put any of my time in it. The asset has grown to a point where the asset generates that income, pays me enough to take care of all my financial needs. That's the deal, guys. See, that's controlling your financial destiny. But if you're working for somebody, or if the government is giving you money every month to live, guess who controls your financial destiny? Where are you getting your money from? I don't care. If you're getting your money from a family member, if you're getting your money from the government, if you're getting your money from an employer, if you're getting your money from your own business, guess what? That's who controls your financial destiny. And if you want to live like that for the rest of your life, stay right where you're at. But for me, I couldn't have it. At some point, I wanted to control my own financial destiny. Why? Because once I control my financial destiny, guess what I get back? I get back 100% of my time. 100% of it. Now I got 100% of my time. I can do anything I want to do in this world. Why? Because I ain't got to worry about clocking in. I ain't got to worry about nothing. So that's really what the concept is. Take active income, invest it, create passive income. Seriously, sir, please do some deep research about Vote. Now, I'm not doing no deep research about Vote Inu or whatever it's called. Yeah, you know what my research is, Mr. Organic. That's my research. Mr. Organic is the only research. That's my researcher. That's my Vote Inu guy. That's him. And I ain't trying to knock Mr. Organic. I like Mr. Organic, but that's what. Only time I hear about Vote Inu is when I watch Mr. Organic videos. So that's my Vote Inu guy. But I'm not buying. All joking aside, I'm not buying no Vote Inu, man. Only thing I'm buying is She, and I'm buying Doge. That's it. No more cryptos. Other than those two. Do you still think She will hit a penny in 2023? Yes, I do. I believe that. I believe it has an opportunity to hit a penny, man. See, you got to understand, guys, if enough people get behind that thing, it's going to hit a penny, man. Why? Because all these cryptos, they based on what? What somebody believes they're worth. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If there's a little bit of run upward, let's say we get past the recession. Let's just say by the end of 2022, maybe we're still in the recession, but we're not kind of where we're at today. let's say the market starts recovering a little bit towards the tail end of 2022, starts recovering. Let's say for some reason people just get on SHIB. Let's just say just people get on SHIB the way people got on GameStop. And I know they're two different investments, but I'm just trying to paint a picture for you. Let's say people get on SHIB the way they got on GameStop. A whole army of people. What do you think that's going to do to SHIB? And if SHIB gets to 1 penny, dude, I mean 1 penny, man. Whew. I tell you what, I'm gonna keep mine because not now. If it don't get to a penny in 2023, no sweat off, my brow, no sweat. I just keep holding it. Maybe it does it in 2024, maybe 2025. I don't know. But if it ever does it, and I'm gonna have 300 million SHIB, that's what I'm gonna have at the end of the day, guys. Right now, I already got 100 million, so I got 200 million to go. Which I'm thinking by next week, if SHIB gets down to 1,000, I'm gonna get me $2,000 worth, and I'm gonna be at 300 million SHIB. And if SHIB gets to 1 penny, that 300 million SHIB will be $3 million, guys. Will it happen? I don't know, but it's worth a shot at that low risk with the high reward. All right, let's go here, man. Doge is getting 70 cents and okay. Let's see here. SHIB gets a penny. Y'all never see me again. All right, man. Let's see. Y'all got any other questions, man? We got about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna shut the live down, man. My lead EA. Oh, let me. While I'm already 50 minutes into this thing, but description box down below, man. Y'all know I got that SHIB. I'm sorry, that Weevil offer. Y'all know I got that Weevil offer down below, man. So if you want to get that free, the free 5 stocks from Weevil, click on that link down below, man, in the description box of the live, and go get yourself signed up for Weevil. Get them 5 free stocks, man. And then obviously you got your little quick, convenient way to be able to make your trades without any commissions being paid, no fees and things like that. So let's dive back on in to this right here. Let's see here what we got. What about AMC? I don't invest in AMC. I don't know much about AMC. Who else we got in here? Hey, how are you feeling about resources, stocks, and commodities? Again, guys, I'm above my pay grade again. The only 3 individual stocks that I'm gonna buy: Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Tesla. That's it. Ain't buying nothing else. Everything else going where? Index funds, ETFs. That's it. And a little bit of crypto. That's it. That's all I'm buying. I ain't buying no other companies. I don't care about what no other companies do. Those are the only 3 I'm buying. So I can't answer your question when it comes to some of that stuff because that's not my expertise, guys. My expertise, guys, is making money, right? Making money and then taking that money and multiplying it. That's what I do. Knowing everything about the stock market is not my expertise. Knowing every company, every strategy, not my expertise. My expertise is taking $1 and turning it into $5. That's what I do, and I've done for a long time. Take $1, turn it into $5. That's what I do. So if you got questions about making money and then investing that money, then I can answer those. But specific questions about the stock market around some of these technical and fundamental I'm not going to be able to answer those for you. Wait until you see the rare earth minerals they find on Mars and on the moon. Why do you think all the billionaires want to get there? Hey, man, okay. I don't know what I must have missed the first half of the question. You said 80% ETFs. What's the 20%? Well, 10 to 15% individual stocks. So 80% goes into ETFs. 10 to 15% is going to go into individual stocks like Bank of America, Wells, and Tesla. And then 5% is going to go into crypto. My plan is to take 5% of my net worth and put it in crypto. I got nowhere near 5% in there right now. I got a couple $1,000s of SHIB, and I got a couple $1,000s of Doge. But I'm going to increase those positions, guys. I'm going to increase those positions. And I'm not saying I won't ever buy any other meme coins, or I probably will, but for right now, those are the two I'm concentrating on. But the goal is at some point to have about 5% of my net worth or my investable net worth, not my total net worth, but my investable net worth into crypto. But that's it, no more than 5%. Would you take a balance transfer of 10K for 18 months and invest it? Would you not take that risk? Yes, I would take that risk because I've done it before many times. Yeah, I would do that. I would do credit card arbitrage if I know what I'm doing, which I do. I would take mine. I've taken 50 grand before, man, off of a credit. And again, guys, I'm not telling you to do this. Please don't, because I don't want to hear no comment. Oh, why are you telling people to get in the credit card debt? I'm not telling people to get in the credit card debt, but if the question was asked, would I use credit card arbitrage to increase my net worth? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? It's a financial tool. As long as I use it properly, I'm gonna make money. Why would I have a credit card with balances on them that I can't use to increase my net worth? And what's the point? What am I using just to go buy Gucci and Fendi and Michael Jordan tennis shoes? That's what I'm gonna use it for? No, I'm gonna take that $10,000, transfer it into my checking account, pay them people their little their transaction fee, and then I'm gonna take that $10,000 and I'm gonna put it in something that's gonna multiply it. I'm gonna take those 18 months they gave me, interest free, because I've already paid the transaction fee, which is typically 2 to 4% of the amount you're transferring to your checking account. I pay them that up front. Actually, I don't pay them nothing. It comes out of the credit card limit. So if I got a $10,000 limit, they charge me a 4% transaction fee. They take $400 from that $10,000 limit, and then they put $9,600 in my checking account for 18 months. Then I take that 96 in a market like we're in today. Again, guys, not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you what I did, right? I'm just telling you what I did. I would take it. I took that money, boom, put it in Bank of America. I took 50 grand and put it in Bank of America and turned it into 150. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying that you can do that. I'm just telling you, if you have financial tools, guys, and that's what a credit card is. It's OPM. It's no different than you going to your local credit union doing a personal loan. What's the difference? It's no difference. See, the problem people have with credit cards is most people use credit cards the wrong way. Uh-oh, I got a super chat. I got to go back down and get that. Hey, G Money, appreciate you, man. I have 80K pulled out of my multifamily investment. I want to purchase another, but the rates have gone up and prices haven't dropped yet. Would you wait for the prices to drop? Personally, I would, because they're going to drop. Trust me, they're coming down. They're coming down. Listen, man, a 30-year fixed rate mortgage right now for a primary residence is dang on near 6%. How many people in America can afford a mortgage with a 6% interest rate? You know how you got a $400,000 house, a $400,000 mortgage at 6%. Listen, man, that's too much. So I know a lot of people, they can just refinance that. But the problem is you ain't gonna qualify to refinance. One, you ain't gonna qualify to get the mortgage. Most people, last year when it was 3% fixed, now it's 6% fixed. Guys, that's a 3% increase. That's a tremendous amount of extra monthly payment for that 3% increase. A lot of people are not going to be able to afford to even buy a house because of the interest rates. Now, the people who got money and are rich or well off or are selling their old house and they got a bunch of money that they can roll into to the new house, they might be able to do it. But the average person who is out there trying to put together 20% in order to buy their house, that's going to be tough. So I think at some point, prices come down. I don't know how much they're going to come down, but at some point they come down. And that's the reason I'm on the sideline. I'm on the sideline because there's no way it makes sense for me from a cash on cash return. One, I'm paying a premium for the property, right? That's already, I'm paying a premium. Okay, maybe I can get rent up. I doubt I'll get rent commensurate with what I paid for the house, right? So in order to make rent work, guess what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to put more of my money in the deal. Instead of me putting 20% in the deal, I may have to put 35% in the deal to make the rent work so that the thing cash flows. At 20%, it probably won't cash flow. So now I got to take an additional 50. Now I got 35% of my money in the deal instead of only 80. So for me, it don't make sense right now. But if you, hey, it's your 80 grand. My thing, G Money, right now would be, is there another use for that 80 grand? Can I take that 80 grand while I wait? While I wait, can I take that 80 grand while I wait to real estate to settle out? I'm not saying it's going to take a 30% dip, but I want it to settle out. I want it to settle down. I want it to be more consistent pricing wise. Not this seller's market we're in where people are going 30, 40, 50, 100, $150,000 over asking. No, I don't want to be in that market. Not for me. So I would wait. I would take my 80 grand and figure out another way to multiply it until I wait for the real estate, the right deal to come through for real estate. Because at the end of the day, what is it all about? It's all about making money to get you to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It don't have to be real estate, guys. Real estate would be nice, but it doesn't have to be. Why are you guys missing the opportunity you got right here in front of you in the stock market right now? I mean, come on, guys. We're missing the boat here. We're missing it. This is right now, we are missing the greatest opportunity in the world right now to build wealth from nothing. We're missing it. We're missing it. I don't know, man. For me, I can't comprehend that. But for me, to answer your question, I would sit tight. I would wait. If you can't sit tight and you just got to go move forward with it, then what you got to do is buy in the very best location you can afford. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that protects your principal with real estate when it's running out of control like this is location, right? Because even if real estate does drop, there is a certain finite amount of people out there that are going to still have enough money to buy wherever they want to buy. And if you're in one of those locations, you're going to save yourself. But if you go to some shady location or a subpar location because it's a good price and the market turns on you, you're going to lose some money. That's the way I look at it. Now, I could be all wrong, but that's my recommendation is sit tight, take that 80 grand, figure out another way to multiply it until you find a good piece of real estate that cash flows and you have to put in very little money in the deal, right? Use that 5-to-1 leverage technique. If I can't use 5-to-1 leverage, guys, I'm not buying real estate. 5-to-1 leverage is 20% me, 80% the bank. That's 5-to-1 leverage. If I can't use that, if I got to go 35% in, I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. I'd rather take my money and put it in a business. I'd rather take my money and put it in the stock market or a business. That's what I would do. But you have to make that decision. But thank you for the super chat. All right, guys, what we got here? Oh, shoot, I'm already an hour over. All right, let's go a little bit longer, and then we're going to get out of here because I got a lot of questions here, and I'm so far behind on questions. I think China, something to do with Luna. Oh, I couldn't tell you that one. I could. Okay, let me see. Do we got any other questions, guys? Let's see. How many properties do you own at the moment? 1. I sold my last property in 2021, mid 2021. So right now I just got my primary residence, and I got a lot of money in the stock market. I got a lot of money in cash, right? I could buy real estate right now if I wanted to, but I just explained to you why I'm not buying it. Doesn't make any sense. See, for me, I can make more money right now in the stock market by buying the dip and buying these companies while they're on a discount. So I'll make more money doing that than I will buying some overpriced piece of real estate and got to hold it for 10 years before I can break even. Now, if you're buying and flipping, you may be okay. If you're in a good location and you're buying and immediately turning around and flipping, just, you know what I'm saying? That might work for a while. But if I'm buying and holding, and if I got to put more than 20% in the deal to make it cash flow, then it doesn't make any sense for me. Felicia Johns, appreciate the super chat. Is Webull the best way to start investing? How do I invest in Vanguard? No, I'm not going to say, listen, guys, Webull is just like other brokerage apps. You just go on it and you can make your investments. And the only reason I like Webull compared to say Vanguard, and I use both. I have most of my money with Vanguard, but I don't use Vanguard every day. I use Webull every day because it's quick and convenient. So if you download Vanguard's app and you download Webull's app, right? And you try to use both of them. Vanguard is going to be a little cumbersome. And I'm not knocking Vanguard, but Vanguard is it's a whole different deal. If you're someone that says, you know something, I want to be able to buy Vanguard S&P 500 VOO. I want to buy Vanguard Total Stock Market VTI. I want to buy Vanguard Information Technology VGT. I want to buy Vanguard Healthcare ETF VHT. I want to buy Vanguard Real Estate VNQ. So if you want to buy these ETFs, you can go on to Webull and buy them right there. Or you can go to Vanguard, you can create an account, and you can buy them there. That's your choice. You choose. Either way, do what's best for you. For me, I use Vanguard, but just to hold the bulk of my investments. But I don't trade in those investments, though. I don't do anything with them but leave them there at Vanguard. They don't manage them for me. I manage them myself. They don't give me any advice. I'm not saying they won't give you advice. If you pay for it, they will. But I don't need any advice from them because I ain't gonna do no but two things. VTSAX, that's my index fund, and then VOOG, which is one of my ETFs, and then VGT, which is my other ETF. That's all I invest in. That's all I got in. So I'm not gonna, I don't need no paid help. So Webull, on the other end, they're not gonna give you any help. It's self-directed. That means you got to do it all on your own. But think about what you're doing. You're not doing other than going on there every single month, taking a certain amount of money and buying the same investments every single month. That's all you're doing. So you decide. Both of them are platforms you can use. Obviously, Vanguard is certainly a more sophisticated platform. It's a full service brokerage company, but obviously, and they offer help. So if you want help and you're worried about putting your money into something and you're not, go to Vanguard because they'll help you through that process. Ain't nobody gonna help you over on Webull. You gotta do your own thing. But again, Webull is for that person that, like me, that says, I know what I'm gonna buy, or I know what else I'm gonna buy, and that's all I'm gonna buy. I'm not on there trying to do anything other than get on a convenient platform that I can go in there at a touch of a button in 5 minutes, I'm done. That's what I use Webull for all of my investments like that. But if I need help and I'm concerned, then go to Vanguard because they'll give you advice over there, and Webull is not going to give you advice because that's not what Webull does. It's a self-directed. That means you do all the investing. They don't help you. Kings James 313, appreciate the super chat. Do ETFs continue adding to their portfolio? Well, not ETFs. So ETFs you can't do like automatic, right? With ETFs, you can put the money in your brokerage account, and then you can automatically put the money in your brokerage account from your checking account or your savings account, right? So I can automatically take $100 a month and put into my brokerage account, or at least that the brokerage apps that I use. So I can put that money in the brokerage app, and then I got to physically go in there and buy my ETFs. That's what I have to do. There may be other brokerage platforms out there that'll let you do it differently, but that's how I do it over at Vanguard, and that's how I do it on the Webull app. So you have to figure that out, but you can automatically put the money in your checking account, but you may have to go in there and manually buy your ETFs, but you check with your brokerage company. They may allow you to do that, but I in my situation, I have to manually do it for my portfolio. I thought I had another super chat in here. I do have another super chat. Oh, Felicia Johns, thanks for the explanation. Love your channel. Appreciate you, Felicia. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Appreciate it. All right, let's see what else we got, guys. Before we close this thing down, I got about 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna do an hour and a half, and then that's gonna be it for me. So let's get a few more questions in, and then I'm gonna just wind it up. I got a check for $27K. If you were me, what would you do with it? Well, first thing I do, I pull enough out for my emergency fund. If I haven't set up my emergency fund, I would pull enough out and put it into my emergency fund for at least 3 to 6 months. You may even want to do more months than that, depending upon how you're comfortable. So that's the first thing I would do. Take enough money out, put it in my emergency fund. Second thing I would do if I got high interest rate debt, high interest rate consumer debt, $3, 4, $5,000 on a credit card at 18%, $4 or $5,000 on a personal loan at my bank at 10%. I got a payday loan at 300%. That's killing me. Those type of things I would pay off with proceeds from that 27K. I'd get out of that high interest rate debt. I'd have my emergency fund. And then what I got left over, then I got a choice to make. I got to figure out what's my plan for this money. What do I want this money to accomplish for me? Do I want to put this money somewhere that it'll multiply itself over time? Let's just say I got 15 grand left out of the 27 after I put my emergency fund up, pay off my high interest rate debt. I got 15 grand left. You got to figure out what's your goal with that 15 grand. What do you want the 15 grand to accomplish for you? Do you want it to accomplish, do you want to grow it from 15 to 30 over the next 5 years or 10 years? I mean, see what I'm saying? You got to figure out what you want that money to do. And then that's what you will start looking for investments that can deliver on what your expectation is. If your expectation is, I want to double this money in 30 days, then you need to go find investments that potentially can double it in 30 days for you. If you want to double it over the next 2 years, there are investments that you can put it in that'll give you a good chance of doubling it in 2 years. So you got to figure out what your goal is and what you want to accomplish with the money that's left. And then that's where you'll go look for investments that can actually bring that home for you. Let's see here. What else we got here? All right, guys. I don't see really. Let me see. What do I got? Any other questions in here? Do you own any gold or silver investments? No, I do not. I don't have any precious metals, guys. No, I don't have any precious metal. All my money right now is in the stock market and in cash, and a teeny weeny bit in crypto. So I got no money. Well, I got my primary residence. I don't really have any money in real estate right now other than my primary residence, which has a ton of equity in it just because of what's happening with the real estate prices. I got, quite a bit of money. Like I said, I got about 70% of my net worth in the market. Probably got 25%. No, I take that back. I probably have 60% of my net worth in the market and probably 40% of my net worth in cash. And a lot of you might think, well, why you got so much in cash? Well, I got a lot in cash because I'm waiting to deploy it. When I feel like my target prices are hit, I'm waiting to deploy it. I'm just waiting for the right time. I'm not trying to time the market. I'm just waiting till I hit my target prices on the things that I want to buy. I'm still waiting on target prices for VOO. I think VOO can go down a little farther. And again, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still fine. I'm also waiting to see if I can have some money in play if something happens in real estate. Because I want to just go in and be a cash buyer so I can get a better deal. I don't want to go in with a finance deal and somebody come in and beat me out of the deal because they got cash. I'd rather be a cash guy, and then I can always refinance later, right, and get my money back out of the property. I'd rather be a cash buyer, get a better deal and a quick deal, and then get a tenant in the property and then refinance and pull my cash back out, or at least 80% of my cash back out, leave 20% in. So that's sort of where I'm at. Did you invest before the NFL? Yeah, no. I didn't invest at all in the NFL. I played in the NFL for 3 seasons. So I played from 1991 to 1994. So I played 3 seasons. I got back home late 94, no money. So it was, man. I just didn't have the right behavior with money at the time. I thought I was going to play 15 years. I thought I was going to get a second contract. So that first little money I made, I just had fun, made other people rich. That's how it is. But I learned from my mistakes. And at 26 years old, I changed the way I think. I changed the way I thought. And I started saying, something, I need to start making me rich. I need to start making me wealthy. I'm not going to be making other people wealthy right now. I got to get me right. And I start taking my little money I was making. I was making $30,000 a year, entry level banker, making 30 grand a year, living below my means. Started investing $150 every 2 weeks into the company's sponsored 401k plan. And I just kept doing that. Every time I got a raise, I raised the amount of money I put in that 401k. I just kept doing it. And then I bought a little piece of real estate, moved in it, lived in it for 2 years, took all the equity out of it, bought a second property, put a tenant in the first. And that's how I got started, man. And I just rinse and repeat it. And then boom, 20, 25 years later, I do whatever I want to do. So all I'm saying is whatever your why is, you got to figure that out. But this is a good opportunity right now to transfer some wealth into your pocket if you're not afraid to buy your favorite companies and your favorite ETFs, and if you're not afraid to be patient and hold them. If you just do that, you're going to build wealth, man. That's what the market does. It does this, but it goes back up. So what we got here? Here's one. Is $1,000 at 80 cents a share a good buy for? Again, guys, I don't know anything about that. So let me find a question I do know something about, or I do have an opinion on, rather. So you're saying now is the time to put dry powder to work in the market because we're hit the bottom, or to put a position in and try and do this cost averaging thing? Do both. You should be dollar cost averaging in any ways. I don't care if it was a good market, bad market, middle market. You should be dollar cost averaging using the stock market to build your wealth. You should be doing dollar cost averaging anyways, no matter what the market's doing. Because over time, you win. That's what the market has proven over the last 100 years. So you should be dollar cost averaging in anyways. Now, like I said, if you got money, extra money that you've been holding out, had somewhere else, and you want to deploy that money because the market is down and companies are discounted, that's extra, then yeah, I would do that. But you don't have to. You can just leave it where you got it at. If you're comfortable with your lifestyle, if you're comfortable with your net worth, if you're not comfortable investing in the stock market, don't. Just stay where you're at. That's okay. Just stay exactly where you're at. And guys like me will take advantage of it. You don't have to, though. I'm going to take advantage of it. It's up to you. It's your life. It's your financial future. That's all I can tell you guys. You want to sit around and be an expert at your opinion and just talking about stuff, then do that. Or if you want to make real money, then guess what? That's what the stock market is, guys. That's where people go to make money. Stock market, real estate, and the businesses, guys. Those are the three things that every wealthy person you run across, they're going to have done one of those three things, in most cases, to get their wealth. They're going to have invested in the stock market, put money in real estate, or they have built a business. Those are the three things, guys. Those are the big three. Look at all your billionaires. Go look at the Forbes list of billionaires. Every one of those billionaires, I guarantee you, did one of those three things. You don't believe me? Go look. Every one of them. Built businesses or continued building businesses, or they invested in the stock market or real estate, or a combination of all three. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So we want to sit around and play around and do all this research till we fall asleep at the computer. Go right ahead. You can research yourself out of anything. You can research yourself out of wealth. You can research yourself out of wealth if you want to. I'm telling you. Those are the three things you need to be thinking about doing. Right now, the stock market's in play because it's on sale. That's all I'm telling you. Class E Beats, I appreciate the super chat, man. What would you tell a 30-year-old making six figures? Is renting, oh shoot, that's going fast. Is renting, has no consumer debt, a wife, 2 kids, to do if they want to have a six-figure portfolio in the next 10 years? Good question, man. Making six figures, no debt. The first thing I would want to know is what's the financial position you're in right now? What are you doing to build wealth right now? Now, if you're making six figures and you don't have any debt, I'm assuming you got a pretty healthy savings account. Hopefully, you're not taking that six figures and making somebody else rich. I'm hoping you're not doing that. So hopefully you got a big old gigantic savings account somewhere. So then you got to say to yourself, well, okay, no debt. I'm renting. Do we want to continue renting or do we want to be homeowners? I don't know. You have to decide that. Home ownership is not for everybody. A lot of people out there that make really good money rent, and that's okay. If renting is your thing, no big deal. If home ownership is your thing, then you got to think about, okay, that's one tool I can use to build net worth. It won't generate any income for me if we just live in the house and don't rent out anything. But at least I can take some of my money and put it in that asset that could build wealth for me just through natural appreciation. Won't produce any cash flow, but at least it can produce some appreciation. Then you got to say to yourself, at 30 years old, at what point do I want to be able to control my own financial destiny? Do I want to control my financial destiny at 40 years old? Do I want to control my financial destiny at 50 years old? Do I want to control my financial destiny at 60? You got to figure out that. See, that's a target date. So that's the first thing you should be asking yourself. Sit down with your wife and say, hey, we're 30. We're making this good money, but it's all active income. So guess what? If I take the active piece away from it, if I don't trade time for money, I don't make that 100K. So that's active income. I'm not in control of my financial destiny right now. Whoever's paying me that 100K is in control of my financial destiny, right? So I want to change that. Question is, do I want to change it in the next 10 years? Do I want to change it in the next 20 years? When do I want to change that? So let's say you settle on 50. Let's just say for 20 years, you decide I'm going to earn this active income. I'm going to take that active income. I'm going to invest it for the next 20 years in assets that build wealth and generate passive income. So when you do that, you say, well, okay, taking my active income for the next 10 years and we're going to invest it. Now we got to decide what we want to invest it in. Do we want to invest it in the stock market? Do we want to invest it in real estate? Do we want to invest it in a business? How do we want to invest this money? So we got to figure out a plan to where do we want to invest it for the next 20 years, because that's my target date. So now once you've gotten your target date, you know where you want to invest. Let's say you chose the stock market right now because of everything's on sale. But maybe later on you'll diversify and buy some real estate when things get better in the real estate game. But for right now, I'm going to use the stock market. Let's say on that 100K, let's say 50% of that 100K you guys are using for your everyday necessities, your needs. But let's say you got 50K left over, right? Let's say 50K taking care of all the needs. So 50K is going there. Let's say 20K has to go to taxes. So 50K goes to taking care of my everyday needs. 20K is going to pay taxes. And then I got 30K left over to invest. So now what do? I want to take that 30K and I want to start multiplying it as fast as I can. So I take that 30K and I look for investments that will get me to whatever my target net worth is at the end of 20 years. So I got $30,000 a year to do that. I'm going to take that $30,000 and I'm going to put it in investments that give me an opportunity to get to my target net worth. Let's say my target net worth is $2 million, right? Let's say my target net worth is $2 million, right? At a 6% rate of return pre-tax, that $2 million will generate what? $120,000 a year pre-tax. Let's say 2%. Let's say you had to pay 20 in tax. So now you got post-tax 100K coming in passively, right, over the next 20 years. So that's sort of what I would be thinking about, man. I would be thinking about, I got this money. I got no debt. how do I take the net? Let's say the net is 30 grand, 50 to live on, 20 for taxes, 30 you want to invest. So if you take that 30, let's do a quick little future value of money real quick here. Let's take that 30 grand and let's invest it for 20 years at an 8% rate of return. Why am I using 8%? Because over the last 90 years, the S&P 500 has returned between an 8 and 10% return on average. So I'm using 8%, the low end of that return over the last 90 years. And I'm going to put $30,000 a year in that for the next 20 years. So at the end of 20 years, at an 8% rate of return, you're going to have about $1.4 million in that account. Let's say you said to yourself, Richard, that's not going to get me to where my 2 million. I need 2 million. I need 2 million net worth in 20 years. Okay, so I got to put more than $30,000 a year away, right? Let's say I put 50 away. Let's say I put 50 grand per year away. Next 20 years, 8% rate of return. Now I got what? I got 2.2 million in there. Almost 2.3 million. So for a guy like you, what I would be saying to myself is how do I get 50 grand a year into an S&P 500 ETF or total stock market ETF that has a historical track record of an 8% or a better rate of return over the last 20 years? How do I get 50 grand a year in that investment? Because I know if I do that, history tells me I should have about $2.3 million by the time I'm 50 years old. And that $2.3 million is going to generate pre-tax about $120,000 or $130,000 a year from me and my family. And guess what? At that point, I control my own destiny. I control 100% of my time. Me, not some person behind some curtain. No, I control it. Why? Because I have assets worth $2.3 million that are generating $130,000 a year in income for me without me doing anything. That is controlling your destiny, guys. Not getting a Social Security check from Uncle Sam. That's not being in control of your financial destiny. No, controlling your financial destiny is having assets that generate income when you don't want to generate it, when you just want to kick back, take the boat out, go fishing, take a trip with the loved ones, go donate your time to some charitable organization that means a lot to you, or just kick back on the porch, man, and have a glass of lemonade. That's what it's all about. That's what this whole hour and a half I've been on this thing, man. This live is about. It's all about controlling your financial destiny, guys, and buying back 100% of your time so you can do the things that are most important to you. Use the stock market to do it, man. I'm not saying take your last dime, man, and put it in the stock market. Trust me, I'm not. If you got consumer debt, if you have not put away your emergency fund money, don't put one dime in nothing until you get those two things done. Once you get that out of the way and you decide, hey, I got an extra $200, I got an extra $500, I got an extra $1,000, where can I deploy that money to have an opportunity to multiply it? Then the market might be the answer for you. Keep in mind, guys, nothing in the stock market is guaranteed, right? Anytime we invest in companies, those companies could go to zero. The likelihood of that happening is not very good, but it could. Why? Because if all those companies went to zero, guess what happens to our country? We go to zero because our stock market, our financial system is predicated on companies generating and creating products and services that we buy and use. So I don't think companies are going to zero. Some of them might. That's why you don't try to be the expert. You diversify into broad-based investments, broad-based stock market investments like ETFs, like S&P, like total stock market. Why? Because now you're not concentrated in the 3 or 4 little companies. You got 500 companies. You got 3,500 companies. See what I'm saying? That's how you diversify and reduce the risk of you going to zero by you investing in 1 or 2 little companies. You don't do it. I wouldn't do that. So that's it. Let me see here. I think I got another super chat. Uncle Rich, what would you buy Amazon stock before or after the split in June? Love your channel, Brenda. Hey, Brenda, appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for participating and dropping one on your boy. I appreciate it. You know something? For me, I probably would buy before the split. I would. That's just me. But you got to make that decision. I just think for me, I would probably, if it's going to be a 20-to-1 split, I'd probably want the 20-to-1 split. I think in the long term, if you're a long-term holder, if you're like a 10, 15, 20-year holder of Amazon, I think you do better in the long term if you buy prior to the split. Because I think once it splits, obviously the per share price goes down, but you got more shares. But if those more shares ever go back up to this present day price, that's where you make your money. That's the way I look at it. So I probably would do. I probably would buy right now. If it was my money, I would buy right now and then get that 20-to-1 split. I'd hold Amazon for 10 or 15 years. And if it, let's say, what is Amazon trading at? And again, guys, I'm not trying to be some stock market guru here because I'm not. So if I'm saying something that's not right, I'm sure you guys will correct me. But let me look up and see what Amazon's trading at. Let me see, Amazon. So Amazon, what is it, around 2,200? Yeah, 2,269. So let's say you bought Amazon at 2,269, and let's say, I don't know, in June it was the same price and it split, and they did a 20-to-1 split. So now that 2,269, obviously that's not going to be the price. It's going to be way lower than that, right? $200 range or something. But you're going to have 20 times more stock. Same price as what it split at that time. It'll be the same price. It'll be the same value. But those 20 shares at some point is going to go back up. And I think that's where I would want to be. I would want to have that 20-to-1 split because I'm a long-term holder, and I would just sit on Amazon for the next 10 or 15 years and just wait it out. If you believe Amazon is a powerhouse and will continue growing and continue being a powerhouse, then I think you'll make some money. But that's my opinion. Again, guys, that's no fundamental or technical analysis. It's just my little way I think. You got to figure that one out for yourself, though. Who else? Did somebody else send me a super chat? Cleon, thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat. I know you don't have a question, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you. We got another one here from Diego Garza. Hey, man, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Always great watching your videos. Hope to make business with you one day. I hope so too, man. So certainly, hit me up on Instagram, man. Send me a DM on Instagram and let's chat. I appreciate the super chat. I think I got this one already. Yep. So, all right, guys, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm way over my time. I gotta go get something to eat. It's almost 8 o'clock here in Florida, and I enjoy doing this. I want to try to do these lives a little more often. So this one went super duper long. So I'm gonna leave the chat up. I'm gonna leave it up as a replay. So if somebody wants to go back and catch some of what we talked about, you can. If you don't, no big deal. But I'm gonna leave it up. I know I was all over the place with initially because I wanted to paint the picture for you. I want to, it's about wealth, right? It's about building wealth, using the stock market to transfer wealth into our pocket, right? That's what it's about. I'm gonna be making more videos on this, guys, in the coming weeks. It's all around using the stock market to transfer wealth into your pocket. Great wealth transfer. We want to transfer wealth from the stock market, right? I want to transfer wealth from the stock market into my pocket. And this is the perfect opportunity to do it while everything's on sale and at a discount, right? So let's get our house in order. Let's make sure we got our emergency fund in order. Let's make sure we don't have any consumer debt with high interest rates. Let's get those two housekeeping items in order. And then third, let's pick our favorite companies. Let's pick our favorite ETFs, and let's go ahead and transfer this wealth into our pocket, right? Let's do that. So, all right, man, I appreciate y'all. Again, man, hey, no pressure. Y'all know my Weeble link down in the link. Certainly hit them up if you are looking for a brokerage app, self-directed. It's a good opportunity to get your 5 free stocks too. So hit that down in the bottom in the description box if you don't mind. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash a like on this video. Already got almost 600 likes, so I appreciate that. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, guys, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you guys on Monday with my next video. Peace.